Hello everyone, this is Uday Kumar, Assistant Professor of Physics working in Dr. B.R.R. Government College at Chennai. In our last video, we were dealing the chapter Digital Electronics. So even in today's video, we'll try to continue the remaining topics of the chapter, which is Digital Electronics. So in today's video, we'll try to understand what is an exclusive OR gate, and I hope you remember that in our earlier videos I told you that we will deal the working of the OR and NOT gates in our next videos. So if time permits, we will try to understand the working of the OR gate with the help of junction diodes, and also we will try to understand the working of the AND gate with the help of junction diodes. And again I am telling you, if the time permits, right? So we also try to understand the working of the NOT gate with the help of a transistor. Okay, so based on the time factor, we will see how many topics that we can complete in today's video. So anyway, coming to the first topic of today's video lesson, which is an exclusive OR gate. Okay, so what is an exclusive OR gate? So in our last videos, we try to understand what are the basic gates, and then next what are NAND gate, NOR gate, and what are universal logic gates, and so on. So in today's video, we will try to understand what is an exclusive OR gate. Okay, so the XOR gate, this is also called as XOR gate. So the XOR gate has two inputs and one output. So this is what you have to understand. So like the basic gates and NAND and NOR gates. So this XOR gate is also has two inputs. It has two inputs and one output. Okay, and the exclusive OR operation is denoted by a plus inside the circle, inside the bubble. Can you see this one? So this is the uh, in other words, the operation of the XOR gate is denoted by this symbol, a plus inside the circle. So this is that means the symbol of the XOR gate. Okay, that means the operation is denoted by, like you know that in case of OR gate we just denoted the operation of OR gate by plus, and in case of AND gate we denoted the operation of AND gate by dot, and like that. So the exclusive OR operation is denoted by this plus inside a circle. So this is the symbol that we use for the operation of XOR gate. And similarly, the circuit symbol of an XOR gate is as shown in the figure. So this is the circuit symbol, which is also called as logical symbol. So the logical symbol of the XOR gate is denoted by this one. Okay, can you see this one? There are two arcs here. So this is one arc and this is another arc. And you know that this is the OR gate. This is an OR gate. You know this one, but join one more arc here, it becomes an XOR gate. That's it. So it will have two inputs and one output. So I am erasing everything. So this is the circuit symbol of the XOR gate. It has two inputs which are denoted by A and B, and its output I can write it as, if I take the output as X, so it becomes A plus inside the circle. So this is the XOR operation. Okay, so plus inside the circle B. Okay, so this is the you can say that this is the logical equation, or okay, that's it. Logical equation of the XOR gate is denoted by A plus inside the circle B. So this is the circuit symbol of the XOR gate. So that I hope it is clear. So the same, if I erase it, let me erase everything. Okay, so what is the meaning of this logical equation? So this logical equation is nothing but A times B bar plus A bar B. So this is the meaning or the value of A plus inside the circle, A plus inside the circle with B. Okay, so this is the output of the XOR gate, which is denoted by, in general, in simple words, we mention A plus inside the circle and B. So this is the logical equation. Okay, or in other words, I can write this A plus with circle and B in terms of, that means if you write it into its discrete components, it becomes A B bar plus A bar B. So this is equivalent to this one, so that you try to get it here. So in terms of circuit symbol, this I can write it as, that means this XOR gate is equivalent to this diagram, so this figure, so that you try to get it. Okay, so if you observe this equation, so based on this equation you can construct this diagram. So X is nothing but A times B, A B bar plus A bar B, right? Is that clear? So if you try to understand this logical equation in terms of figures, in terms of gates, so at the end we have plus here, right? So plus means at the end there will be an OR gate. Okay, so let me explain everything slowly from that means if you want to understand this equation, I will come from the back of this entire circuit diagram. Okay, so let me arrange everything. So what is the logical equation of XOR gate? So the logical equation of XOR gate is given by A B bar plus A bar B, right? So you know what is a bar. So here B bar means there must be a NOT gate which is applied, and we have A bar also, that means there also must be another NOT gate. So there are two NOT gates that you get here, because we have two bars, right? And then next we have A B bar and A bar B. So A B bar means it's nothing but the multiplication, A times, that means A into B bar, it is like that. So that means there must be an AND gate also, and here we have A bar B. So A bar B means again there must be another AND gate to get A bar B, and again finally there is a plus symbol here. So plus shows that plus is nothing but the operation of OR gate, you know that. That means in the circuit symbol there must be an OR gate also. Okay, so now let us try to understand how we got this circuit symbol from this logical equation. Okay, this is also called logical equation. You can say that this is logical symbol too. Okay, so from the logical equation, how we get that, we try to get it. So for example, at the end finally there is a plus here, right? So that means we have an OR gate here. So what is the output of OR gate? So output of OR gate is nothing but the sum of the inputs, right? Sum of the inputs. So if we have, for example, if I say if I take this A B bar as C and this A bar B as D, so there is some place here, right? So that means finally at this OR gate, the output I can write it as, I can take, if I take it as X, and if I take the inputs as C and D, okay, so I get this as C and I get this as D. Okay, so this is what you have to get. But what do we have in C? We have A B bar in C. Okay, so we have A B bar in, okay, instead of that better from the diagram, instead of taking this as C, better you take this as D and you take this as C. Okay, why I'm exchanging this? Because if I don't exchange here, you may get confused. Okay, so that's it. You can take this as C and this as D also, you can exchange them, there is nothing wrong. This is taken as C and this can be taken as D, but since I already have written C and D here, for that reason I have changed here. Okay, so either you can change here or you can change here, so that you try to get it. So I am taking this as D and taking this as C. So now you compare here. So C is nothing but C is becoming A dot B bar. So can you see this one? This is A dot B bar now, and this is D. So this becomes A bar B, A bar dot B. So now they are matching, right? So only for that reason I have changed C and D here. That's it. So now X is equal to C plus D, where C and D are the inputs of the OR gate, and this D is nothing but A bar B, and this C is nothing but A dot B bar. So how do we get this A bar dot B? So remember, there is a dot operation here. That means a multiplication operation here, and we also have a multiplication operation here. That means So if this is the operation of multiplication, so that means it must be the output of AND gate, and this also must be the output of AND gate, right? So that means right before this there must be an AND gate here. So even for this there must be an AND gate here, and even for this there must be an AND gate here. So that is why we have drawn AND gate here. So if I have drawn an AND gate here, so this A bar and B must be the inputs of this AND gate, and similarly for this AND gate, if the output is A dot B bar, that means the inputs of this AND gate must be A and B bar. So that is what we are trying to write here. So now if you observe carefully, we have the inputs of this entire circuit symbol by, we have taken them as A and B. Okay, so now let us come back to this AND gate. So for this AND gate the inputs are A bar and B, right? So if you observe carefully, one input of this AND gate is taken as A bar and the another input becomes B. Can you see this one? So this is B, which is one input of this AND gate. And similarly, come back to this AND gate. Since the output of this AND gate is A B bar, its inputs must be A and B bar. So if you observe carefully, this is nothing but A, it is going to A, please check it, and the another input is taken as B bar. So that you have to understand. So how do we get B bar? So to get B bar there must be a NOT gate right before it. Okay, so to get B bar, just draw a NOT gate here, and that means if the input of this NOT gate is B, its output becomes B bar. Similarly, come to this position. So here the input of the AND gate is A bar. So how do I get A bar? So you have to apply a NOT gate to A, right? So if I apply A to this NOT gate, you get A bar. So this is what you have to understand. So this XOR gate, in simple words, in simple figure we can draw in this way, but actually the XOR gate in terms of its components, divided components, this is equivalent to, that means this XOR gate is equivalent to, okay, this is equivalent to this figure. So this is the circuit symbol of the logical symbol of the XOR gate, and this becomes actually in divided, that means in writing all its components, the XOR gate is equivalent to this figure. Okay, so that is what you have to understand. So how we got this, I hope it is clear. So please, actually to understand this figure, I just try to explain from back. Even you can do it from that means from the beginning also. Let us take the inputs as A and B. Okay, if I take the inputs as A and B, I want A B bar, right, and also A bar B. So to get A B bar or A bar B, what do I have? I have A bar and B bar, right? So for that, first of all you need to get what is the A bar and B bar. To get A bar, you just apply a NOT gate here. Okay, here also you apply a NOT gate. So A becomes the input of this NOT gate, and hence output will be A bar. And similarly, B becomes the input of this NOT gate, and hence its output will be B bar. So now I have A bar here, I have B bar here. Okay, but what do I want? I want A B bar, right? So, and A bar B. So first of all, let us try to get A bar B. So to get A bar dot B, there must be an AND gate here. So just apply the AND gate. So to this AND gate, the inputs will be A bar, and apply B here. So can you see this one? So now A bar is one input and B is the another input of this AND gate, and hence you get A bar dot B. And similarly, take another gate, AND gate, and to this AND gate, let us apply A and B bar as the inputs, and since the A and B bar are the two inputs of this AND gate, you get the output as A dot B bar. But now I want, so I got A bar B and A B bar, right? So I have A bar B and A B bar, but what do I have in between them? I have plus symbol here. So to get plus, what you have to do? You have to use a OR gate, right? So I have used OR gate here. So to this OR gate, I have applied this A bar dot B and A dot B bar as inputs, and hence output will be how much? A bar dot B plus A dot B bar becomes the output of this OR gate. So that means X is the that means the total output of this entire figure circuit, which is given by A bar dot B plus A dot B bar, where A and B becomes the inputs of this entire XOR gate. Okay, So this is what you have to understand. So now coming to, okay, I hope in terms of figures and the logical equation, now you know how to draw them. Okay, now let us try to understand sorry, its entire operation. Let us try to understand its entire operation with the help of truth table. So what is truth table? You already know, we were dealing this truth table for quite a long time. This truth table is nothing but the table which explains the entire operation of a particular gate. So here we are dealing XOR gate, and let us try to understand its entire operation with the help of a truth table. So just now I told you that the inputs of this entire XOR gate is taken as A and B, and its output is taken, that means its output becomes A bar dot B plus A dot B bar. So let us mention those inputs and outputs in the table. So I have taken the inputs as A and B, can you see this, and I have taken, that means the output as X, which is again mentioned as from this equation, A bar dot B plus A dot B bar. So this is what it becomes. So this is nothing but this will be equal to A. And what is the logical operation of the XOR gate? You already know that. In short, we can write it as A, B in between, a plus inside the circle. Okay, so this is XOR gate. Now let us try to understand its entire operation. You know that from a quite long time we have been applying the potentials to both A and B. Either you can apply low potential or high potential. So the low potentials are taken as 0, and the high potentials are taken as 1. So now the possible configurations are the possible values of the potential that can be applied to both A and B are given by 4 configurations. They are 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. What does that mean? So 0 0 applied to A and B means applying lower potentials to both A and B. 0 1 means applying low potential to A, and 1 means applying high potential to B. And 1 A, the other possible configuration or combination is 1 0. 1 means high potential applied to A, and 0 means applying low potential to B. And again 1 and 1 means applying high potential to A and applying high potential to B also. So these are the possible combinations of potentials that can be applied to both A and B. So we are following the same order from quite a long time. Let us follow the same combinations. Okay, now to find the output, what is the logical equation we have? We have A bar dot B plus A dot B bar, which is equal to A. Okay, so forget about this for some time, only concentrate on this one. A bar dot B plus A dot B bar. So that means first of all, to find this output, you need to have a column which shows the values of A bar dot B. So for that reason I have taken a column which shows the values of A bar dot B, and I should have another column which shows the values of A dot B bar, and that also I have taken here. And coming back to this one, A bar dot B. So to find the values of A bar dot B, you must have the values of A bar, and those values of A bar I have taken in another column which is separately showing as A bar. And similarly, to find the values of A dot B bar, there must be a column which shows the values of B bar. So for that reason I have taken a column which is having the values of B bar also. So now the inputs are A, B, and to find the output in between I have taken 4 columns, and these columns do have the values of A bar, B bar, A bar dot B, and A dot B bar. Okay, that's it. So these 4 columns will help us to clearly understand the output of this XOR gate when the values of A, B are different in terms of zeros and ones. Okay, now let us first try to find the A bar. So you already know the values of A, B, which are nothing but the potentials, combinations of potentials that can be applied to both A and B. So now from A, let us first find A bar, and then next we find B bar from B, and from A and B bar we try to find this column and this column and so on. We just try to continue. Okay, let me take a marker here. So first let us concentrate on this column of A, and from A let us try to find A bar. You know, A bar is nothing but the inverse of the input, right? So now when we have a to be 0, a bar becomes 1, you know this. And similarly we have 0 here, that means a bar again becomes 1, and we have 1 here, and hence a bar becomes 0, and since we have 1 here, again a bar becomes 0. So fine, so the a bar values are over. Let me take another ink color to find the values of b bar. Okay, so fine, so we have now b here. So this is b, and from b we try to find b bar. Okay, to find b bar, you just look at the values of b. So here we have 0 as b, and hence b bar becomes 1. Again we have 1 as b, and b bar becomes 0, and similarly we have 0 as b, and it becomes 1, and here we have 1, and hence it becomes 0. So fine, from a we found the values of a bar, and from b we also have found the values of b bar. Okay, so now from these columns we have a and a bar, b and b bar, right? So now we have to find what is the values of a bar dot b. What is a bar dot b? It is nothing but it's nothing but an AND gate, right? AND operation. So you know that in case of AND gates, the output will be maximum only when both the inputs are high. Okay, so that condition you have to check it for convenience. Now you know how we have found a bar and b bar. Now let me erase everything, otherwise you may get confused. So now we have a bar here and b bar here, and now I have to find a bar dot b. So to find a bar dot b, take the column of a bar and b. So now you have to concentrate on these two columns. Okay, a bar dot b. So you have to concentrate on these two columns and multiply the inputs of this a bar and b bar. That's it. So you know that when 0 multiplied with 1, this is dot. When 0 is multiplied with 1, you get 0. And what do I have here? We have 1 dot 1 okay, so here 1, and this is also 1, right? So 1 dot 1 becomes 1, and again we have 0 here and 0 here. So 0 into 0 becomes 0, and then next we have 1 here and 0 here. So 1 into 0 also becomes 0. So now from the columns of a bar and b, we have found the values of the a bar dot b. Okay, I hope this column is clear. Let me erase this one again. Now this one is done. So now let us try to find a dot b bar. So to find a dot b bar, you need to concentrate on this a, column a, or the values of a, and also b bar. Okay, so now in this case, here a is 0 and this is 1. So 0 into 1 is 0, you know that, and similarly this is 0 and this is also 0. So 0 into 0 becomes again 0. Similarly this is 1 and this is also 1. So you know that 1 into 1 is 1, into in the sense dot. Okay, this is 1 and again this is 0, sorry, this one 0. So 1 into 0 is 0 here. So that means from the values of the inputs a and b, we have found the values of a bar, b bar, and from using all those 4 columns, we measured the values of a bar dot b and a dot b bar. Okay, let me erase everything now. Okay, so now I have a bar dot b and a dot b bar, right? So now the output is nothing but a bar dot b plus a dot b bar, right? So this is a bar dot b and this is a dot b bar. So we know the values of a bar dot b and a dot b bar. Just add them. Okay, there is a plus symbol here. So what is this symbol shows? This symbol shows that the output is acting like an OR gate. That's it. So now applying the operation of OR gate, so 0 plus 0 becomes 0, 1 plus 0 becomes 1, and 0 plus 1 becomes 1, and 0 plus 0 becomes 0. So this is nothing but the output of the XOR gate now. So if the input of the XOR gate is taken as the NP, and its output becomes a dot b bar plus a bar dot b. So this is an exclusive OR gate, and the output is found to be 0 1 1 0 for the combinations of A and B like this. So from this output we can define an exclusive OR gate. Okay, the definition of exclusive OR gate can be defined by using these outputs. You already know, with the help of the outputs only, even we try to define what is an OR gate, AND gate, NOT gate, NAND gate, NOR gate. So all the gates can be defined by using the values of output. So now if you observe carefully, we have output of 0 1 1 0 here. So so to understand this definition, you have to forget this entire columns, forget all these columns now. We don't need these columns now, only we need these columns to get the values of output from the possible combinations of the inputs. So when we got 0, we got 0 when both A and B are 0. A was 0 and B was 0. When A and B was 0, output automatically becomes 0. Similarly, we got one more 0 here. Okay, we got one more 0. When we got one more 0, we got one more 0 when both A and B are once again. So that means this is one definition by using, we can write it by using this one. So that means you can say that the exclusive OR gate is the gate whose output is minimum, means 0 when both the inputs are same. This is one definition you can say. That means when both the inputs are zeros, we are getting 0. When both the inputs are ones, we are again getting 0. What does that mean? It means that the XOR gate is a gate whose output is minimum when both the inputs are same. Okay, so exclusive OR gate is the gate whose output is minimum or 0 when both the inputs are same. Okay, if the inputs are 0 0, again you are getting 0, and if the inputs are 1 and 1, again you are getting 0. So that combination, that observation, with the help of that observation you can write one definition here. Similarly, you can write you can check this here. So the output of XOR gate is minimum if both the inputs are same. That is the definition I have mentioned here. So now let us try to observe the other two combinations. So we are getting 1 and 1 when we have 0 1 1 0. So that means you can write another definition from this observation. So you can define the exclusive OR gate by another definition also, and that is so the exclusive OR gate is the gate whose output is maximum when any one of the input is maximum. So this is another definition that you can write for XOR gate. So once again I am repeating, exclusive OR gate is the gate whose output is maximum when any one of the input is maximum. You can say that even minimum also. Okay, the output is maximum when any one of the input is maximum or minimum. Okay, so you can define in another way also. The exclusive OR gate is the gate whose output is maximum when the inputs are not same. So this is another definition that you can write for exclusive OR gate. So choice is yours. Whatever the definition that you feel convenient, you write it in your examination. Okay. So that's it. So this is about exclusive OR gate. We just move on to our next topic. So this is you know what is an OR gate, right? So OR gate is the gate whose output is maximum when any or both the inputs are maximum. So this is an OR gate. So that operation can be understood with the help of the diodes. Okay, so this is what I told in our previous videos. In our previous videos I told you that we will try to understand the working of OR gate with the help of diodes or transistor in our next videos. This is what I said, and we are going to deal that topic in today's video. So coming to this topic, so this is an OR gate. We are trying to understand its operation with the help of diodes. Can you see this diagram? So we have two diodes here. So this is the circuit which helps us to understand the operation of OR gate. So you know the truth table of OR gate, right? So where is that? So what is the truth table of OR gate? So if I take A and B as the inputs, and output becomes A plus B. So this is OR gate, right? I hope you remember. This is the truth table of OR gate. When A and B are 0, the output is used to be 0. For 0 and 1 we get 1, and for 1 and 0 we get 1 again, and for 1 and 1 we get 1. So this is OR gate. Okay, so this operation, this truth table which shows the operation of OR gate can be understood with the help of this circuit. Okay, so in this circuit we have diodes now. So that means we can understand this truth table with the help of these diodes. So we have two diodes, D1, D2, and we have plus 5 volts here. Plus 5 means it shows that we are applying high potential. Plus 5 is taken as 1, and grounded means 0 potential. So 0 or low potential, so which is taken as 0, and this is the load resistance across which we find the output here. So this is a circuit which helps to understand the operation of this OR gate. So you know what is a diode, right? I am not going much I am not trying to explain what is diode. You already know that it's a junction diode, PN junction diode. You know that a diode is forward biased when P is connected to high potential and then region is connected to negative terminal of the battery or minus of the battery, and you know that. So when it is forward biased, the resistance inside the diode will be that means almost negligible. When the applied potential is greater than the barrier potential, it allows a conducting path for the current. You know that, right? So that in simple words you can say that when diode is forward biased, current flows through it. When diode is reverse biased, no current flows through it, because high resistance will be present inside the diode for the current to flow. Anyway, I'm not going much into the details of diodes, but this entire operation can be understood with the help of only whether the diode is forward biased or reverse biased. That's it. So now coming to this one, when both the inputs A and B are grounded or low. So that means this first combination we are speaking here. When A and B are 0, that means when both inputs A and B are grounded or low. So if you observe carefully, this is P type of diode and this is N type of diode, D1. Similarly, this is also P type and this is N type of diode. So if you take any mark here, so this acts as P and this acts as N. This also acts as P and this also acts as N. Okay. So what do I have here? When A and B are grounded or low, this is the first condition, right? So when A, this is the terminal A. When A is grounded, so this is grounded and also grounded. This is also grounded. So when A and B are grounded, what happens? Grounded means it's like P is connected to negative terminal of battery. So that means it will be, that means diode D1 will be reverse biased and diode D2 also will be reverse biased. Once the diodes are in reverse biasing condition, I already told you that a high resistance will be created inside the diode for the current. That means they do become non-conductive. So that is what you have to understand here. Where do I have here? So when diode D1 and D2 are that means when both inputs A and B are grounded, both the diodes D1 and D2 will be in reverse bias condition, and hence they become non-conductive. They become non-conducting. Okay, and the output X is low. So when they become non-conducting, no current flows through the diodes. So if no current flows through the diodes, no current will be flowing through RL, and hence if you try to find the potential across RL, you will get 0, because since no current is flowing through RL, you will not find. That means the potential will be 0. What is potential? It is nothing but current multiplied by R, right? So if no current is flowing through RL, the output will be 0. So that is what you have to understand. So that means for 0 and 0, you get 0 here. Okay, next point, coming to 0 and 1. Okay, for example, let me take the coming to the second case. When A is low and B is high. When A is low and B is high. So that means A is connected to ground and B is high. So B is high means this one, not this one. Okay. Let me take another ink mark to explain this option. Okay, let me take. So forget about this one now. When A is low, that is already drawn here. When that means A is 0 and B is 1. So this condition. So for A 0 and B 1, so coming to this case, when A is 0 and 1, what happens? Now this diode D1 will be in reverse bias condition, but this for D2, this P type semiconductor is connected to +5 of the battery. that means D2 will be forward biased. So now D1 will be in reverse biasing condition, but D2 will be in forward bias. That means it allows the current to pass through it. Okay, so please check it out. When A is 0, D1 is reverse biased, and when B is 1, D2 is in forward bias connection, and hence this is non-conducting. D1 becomes non-conducting because it is in reverse bias condition, but D2 will be conducting because it is in forward bias connection. So in case of forward bias connection, I already told you that it allows the current to pass through it. So and hence since P is connected to +5 of battery, some current flows through D2, and that current automatically will flow through RL. And because of that, since some current is flowing through RL, you will observe some output here. The output you will observe, so you can observe some output here. You will find some output voltage. That means for this case of 0 and 1, since you are observing some output, you get some high potential at the output. So that means for 0 and 1, this becomes 1. And coming to 1 and 0, what is 1 and 0? A is given 1 and B is 0. That means forget about this case. A is connected to +5, and again what happens? This B will be connected to 0. Okay, so when A is 1 and B is 0, now D1 will be in forward bias connection, and hence some current flows through D1, and D2 will not allow any current to pass through it. So that means it will become conducting, and this D2 will be non-conducting. So that is what you have to understand. So please check it out. When A is low, D1 becomes non-conducting because it will be in reverse bias condition, and when B is high, D2 will be in conducting. This case we already discussed in second case. Now coming to the third case, when A is high, D1 will be forward biased and it becomes conducting. That is what you have to understand. Remember, whenever it is forward biased, current flows through it, that's all. And similarly, when B is low, D2 will be in reverse bias condition and hence non-conducting. But in this case of third, since A is 1 and B is 0, some current flows through D1 and also through RL. So whatever the current that is coming out of this D1, it will pass through RL and reaches to the ground, and hence again the output will be high. Okay, so whatever the current that is flowing through RL gives rise to some output potential. So whenever you find some output potential, it becomes the case of 1. If you don't find any output potential, it becomes the case of 0. That's it. Okay, but now coming to the last case, which is 1 and 1. 1 and 1. So that means when A and B both are high, both the diodes D1 and D2 will be conducting, and hence even current flows through D1 and current flows through D2. Whatever the currents that are flowing through D1 and D2, whatever the currents that are flowing through D1, that also passes through RL, and whatever the current that is flowing through D2, that also passes through RL, and hence you will find some output voltage which is taken as 1. So please check it out. This is very simple, and at the case of that means whatever the operation of R gate, that can be understood with the help of diode. So when A and B both are given zeros, I explained that already, but once again I am repeating. When A is 0, B is 0, this D1 and D2 both will be in reverse bias condition, and hence both will be non-conducting, and because of that no current flows through RL. But when A is given 0 and B is given 1, A will be non-conducting, but this D1 will be non-conducting, but this D2 will be conducting, and hence some current flows through RL and you will find some output voltage. That means you get 1. For 1 and 0 again, the A is given 1, that means D1 will be conducting, and B is given 0, that means D2 will be non-conducting. Okay, and since D1 is conducting, again some current flows through RL and you will find some output voltage. Similarly, for 1 and 1, both the diodes D1 will be conducting and D2 will be conducting, and hence current flows through RL. So again you will find some output voltage. So this is the combination of diodes which helps us to understand the operation of R gate. So this is nothing but the explanation of R gate with the help of diodes, which we completed. So now the remaining topics, that is explanation of AND gate and with the help of diodes. So that means similarly, as the diodes helped us to understand the operation of OR gate, the same set of diodes will also help us to understand the explanation of AND gate, and similarly we can understand the operation of NOT gate with the help of an NPN transistor. So these two topics we will discuss in our next video. But anyway, I hope that means these two topics, what is an exclusive OR gate and what is the operation of OR gate with the help of diodes. So these two topics are, I hope it is clear, these are clear. I will stop here because of the time factor. In our next video we will try to finish off the two topics which are remained in this chapter. Those two topics are nothing but the explanation of AND gate and NOT gate with the help of diodes and transistor, okay, respectively. Okay, that's it. I will stop here. We will meet again in our next video. Thank you.